y'all, it's Melissa at Messy Missy Creates. It's past time to make my July journal, and I've got some stuff picked out here. I'm gonna say no to my little friend, this poor little book. I just don't know that I'm up to journaling that small. Like I said, look at my numbers. Now I could reprint these and I can resize them, but I don't like working that small. So it's going to go back with the rest of my Reader's Digest, and maybe I will pass them on, or maybe I will do something else with it one day. But anyway, so I think we gave up on that one. Had I not found this one, I might still have used that one, but I like this. It gives me the opportunity to, I can do, well, I had it to where I wanted it. Here we go. I can use this fabric on it. It goes in all directions, so I just need to cut about that big of a strip off of it. But first I need to, well, while I have that semi-measured out, I might as well go ahead and tear that, so we don't have to remeasure that again. So that should work out perfectly. I mean, I'll cut it. I didn't think about, no, okay. It's not gonna wrap. It's not long enough to wrap from the inside, so I'll have to do two separate pieces. But anyway, I have this piece just sitting here because I debated on using it for the inside cover. And it's pretty, and I do want to introduce kind of that aqua or teal color. But I really like this. I really like this for the inside cover. And I need to, although I kind of like the map too. Ooh, it has a map on both. Huh. Well, let's take it apart and see what we think. And this looks like, no, it's glued. It's sewn and glued. So I should have known. I mean, it's a new book. It's not an old book. So, but it does have some give to the spine, so it should be easy to get the book block out. So I'm going to actually start in the back. Well, I like doing it standing up sometimes because I can control where the, if you do it laying down, I feel like I can cut through the spine easier, if that makes sense. I may fast forward through this section, but if you've never disassembled a book before, this one has a heck of a book cloth. Now I'm cutting into the part I didn't mean to cut into. That's okay. Alright, I'm going to just do this. If I cut the spine, I'll fix it. Okay, that's not going to work because it didn't cut deep enough, but I can cut another layer out of it. It's got that book cloth in it, and it's very thick. It's a very well-made book. And I did not do that straight at all. Okay, let's try one more time. Try not to totally disassemble the spine, but I am going to reinforce it anyway. Okay. So let's go back to doing it standing up and almost sawing it. Here we go. Now we're making some headway. And then I can trim this up. So let's do the other side. And now that that's unattached, this should be, we almost could do this with scissors, but I'm just going to do it with this. And see, this guarantees that I won't cut into the spine. Well, I say guarantees. I don't know that it guarantees that I won't, but I shouldn't. Okay, so now I have my book block. And I did cut into the spine. Looky there. See, I told you. It wasn't a guarantee. Yep, it's right there. Okay, but that's all right. We still can fix it. We show all the oops on here. I like to show... Oh, you know what I didn't do is I did not get out all of my book pages that I wanted to use. I sure wish this wasn't glued because they are in signatures. Maybe I can still get out because I'd like to use some of the book pages, but anyway. All right, now I have a mess, so let's clean this up. So, okay, if you cut into your book spine, don't fear, it's fixable. I mean, luckily I didn't cut into it any more than I did. It's just this one little chunk. Let me close this before I cut into something else that I don't mean to cut into. I think that's supposed to lock something. Oh, no, that's right. We decided that was to replace the blade. I forgot. Okay. Yeah, see, I have a hole in the spine right here, but we're going to cover it with fabric, so you're not gonna even know. Right? I mean, well, you'll know because you saw me do it. But I want to cover... I will want to cover the... If I'm going to cover the inside, I will want to do it before I put the material down the inside. It doesn't stop me from doing the material down the inside first, but I mean the outside. So let's see, which do we want to do first? Where did my material go? And yes, I do want it that wide. Let's see if I can use my grid to line up where my, where I want my fabric. So that's about right. And then I can cut it here. Let me cut some of these extra strings. Now, like I said, this piece isn't going to be long enough for the inside, so I'm going to have to cut another piece for the inside. So we'll do that in a minute. I have a bunch of nice little frays right here. I'll trim off some of them and leave some of them. I do not mind them. So let's get this on and let it be drying. Now, I know that some of this is upside down and some of it's not. I have my fabric tack ready. It's been turned over. I think I'm going to put, because there is a hole, I think I'm going to put a piece of glue paper down. Let me see. But I still want to use my grid. I just don't want to end up with fabric tack on my... See, I want it to be 2 squares over from... Yeah, almost 2 squares over from this, from the book crease right here. So pretty much the same width as that little, I don't even know if you can see that book binding right there. But this way I don't get glue through the hole. It's not going to go on my mat. It might go through the hole, but it's not going to go through my mat. I want all down in that little gutter. And this stuff dries pretty fast, and it's not coming out very fast. So, and I have a fan on in my craft room, so I need to work pretty quickly. Okay, so let me cap and then just leave it like this. Nope, see, it's already drying. Okay, let me just get it on here. Okay, I think that's about where I want it. I know that I need more glue along the edges, but I want it to at least get, because I could feel that that was drying quicker than I really wanted it to. And I guess I never found my bone folder. Yes, I did. Well, I found a bone folder, not the bone folder that I usually use, but I found a bone folder. That'll get that down in that crease. And then I'll come back here. Ooh, I got glue right there. Ooh, it's already volcanoing out. I want to get this edge pretty good. Best way to do that is put it on the fabric, I guess, so that you know you don't go over. And then I'll flip it this way and do the same thing. Just run it down the edge of that fabric right there. And then a little bit on the book. And then I want to close this because it's erupting. Okay. All right, so we'll give that a few minutes to dry while we work on our paper for the inside. I'm gonna recap my glue and then turn it back upside down in my little jar. And I need to cut, I think I'm gonna cut this just in half. Yeah, 6 inches puts me right to here, so that's perfect. So I'm going to cut, let's see how, 9 and, oh dear. 9 and, not quite, yeah, I'm going to go 9 1/4. It's going to put me a little over the edge of this paper, but that's okay. 9 1/4 is okay. And that does not leave me a very large piece of paper for, I'm gonna do it just shy of 9 1/4, like 1/16 or 1/8 shy, maybe. No, that's 9 1/2. Ooh, I almost messed up. Okay, I know y'all can't see because I can't. Okay. 9 1/4, and I'm gonna back it up one little notch, which is a 1/16, and I'm gonna cut. Okay, that gives me a little pocket or something like that, or a small tag or whatever. I usually do them at 9, and that gives me a 3-inch pocket, which I like. And then I'm going to cut it in half at 6. So, and voila. Looks pretty good. I like that paper with that book, with this navy edge. So, let's use what kind of glue do we want to use on this? Let's use glue stick, I think. And we might have to reinforce the corners with art glitter glue, but that's okay. Well, and we can just really get a big old glob on there too. I am late making my July journal. You know that. I, however, am not as late making my July journal as I was my June journal, I don't think. So there's that. Have you made your July journal yet, or picked out your July journal? Not everybody makes theirs. Okay, I want it to cover, exactly cover that, where that in the inside book page is. Okay. Let's do the same. I'm gonna flip it over because I've got glue all over the other side of that. Okay. Maybe I should have taken the bone folder and really make sure that's down and dry, down all the way. Let me get, I have stuff falling off of my little pile here. So I am still sick. I have been running a fever. This is Saturday. I have been running a fever since Wednesday evening. And I had been really tired before that. I may have been running I've just been running a low-grade fever. And it could have started before that. That was when I took my temperature, was Wednesday evening, because when I worked the clinic Wednesday, and when I leave the house and gonna be gone all day, I'll run the air up a little bit so that it's not going nonstop while I'm gone. And my husband noticed when he got home that I hadn't run it back down when I got home, and he did, and I'm like, oh, I'm actually a little chilly. And so that prompted me, because I'm never cold, that prompted me to go take my temperature. And it's just been a low grade temperature. I mean, like 100, 99, 8, 100, 100.1 or 100.7, something like that. Nothing, not like 102 or 103. Okay, I like that a lot. So let's see if we're gonna like this. This is a little bit brighter red. Oh, I dropped my paper. Than this, but we're gonna live with it. I think it'll be fine. Let's see, how wide is that? 4 inches? Do we want that wide on here? I don't think we do. I think we want more like, I guess I should have done it lengthwise, not. I'm thinking I only want it maybe 3. Well, how about we do this? So that the spine is about a 1-inch spine, 1 1/4. So if we do 3, no, I'm thinking even 2. 2 inches gives us just covering that paper right there. So let's do about 2 inches. And I could change up and put this other fabric in here. I could put this fabric in here. Not exactly the same color blue, but I actually like that. Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. And there's a piece of cardboard in the middle of that. Okay. So I want 2 inches, and I want some scissors so I can notch out 2 inches. And I don't want to go under 2. I'll go over 2 a hair, but I don't want to go under 2. There we go. So, I hope you all had a good 4th, if you celebrate the 4th. We did not do anything, well, because I wasn't feeling well. And we don't usually do a lot anyway, other than a lot of times we'll go out and to the pool, and neighbors around us shoot off fireworks, and we'll go outside and watch them, and we didn't even do that. We just watched the ones on TV. But, yeah, I like that a lot. Okay. So, I need my Fabri-Tac back. And need to get it all in here. I'm not worried about it going through anymore because we already have that fabric in there. And get it in that crevice really well. Okay. Put that down, and then we'll do the sides. There we go. So, yeah, so if you cut into your spine, it's not a huge deal. I mean, if you cut the whole thing off, then you need to, you know, do a little more than what we just did. But only cutting that little chunk that I cut off, it was just a little sliver. It wasn't that big of a deal. But I really try hard not to do that. But I did it. So it's fixable. And I mean, some people cut the front, like especially making junk journals, or if you're extending the spine or something like that. I try not to go through that much work just to do a monthly journal. But if you were taking like a smaller spine, say for example, this is a smaller spine, although it's perfectly big enough for a monthly journal. But if you were making a bigger, you know, you'd cut the whole, you would just cut that off completely and remake the spine with some reinforced cardboard or whatever, or material, Tyvek or whatever. I have sequins randomly on my desk. Okay, so I don't know if I'm going to do a pocket or not, but the cover is done for the most part, except I'm going to trim that off just because. And I have a glue booger right here, but I don't think I'm that worried about it, although I'm gonna worry about it apparently. This is my top, because USA is at the top. Because I was going to put, I was thinking about putting this bright red crack on it, right here, and just covering that. I want to trim this little bit off because it's kind of taped, and it's, you know, just, it's a brand new roll that I got at, this is one of the rolls that I got at Hobby Lobby when I did my haul video when I went the last time. Ooh, I'm chomping that all up. These are not sharp enough scissors to cut ribbon and fabric. They're great for paper, but they're just not fabric scissors, but they will do okay in a pinch. Okay, so I'm not done with my Fabri-Tac. Let me turn it back over. I had, well, no, you just said turn it back over, and then I stood it back on its end. I have, while we're waiting for the Fabri-Tac to come down, I have this stuff, and then we'll pull out papers. Oh, I also have, I thought about using this white pom-pom on the edge, but I found this in a book. And it's the only, it's a woman sewing a flag, and then it draped on here. I printed it, and I thought about, it's not big enough. I wanted something bigger, but I looked through all my book pages that I had time to look through. I wanted something like that on the front cover. I'm not sure that's it. I could use these puppy stickers. I have not printed off my printables that I put, I did put up a freebie in the Facebook group yesterday of some July printables. If you aren't a member of my Facebook group, you can go join. I leave the link in the description below. Or you can just search Messy Missy Creates on Facebook groups, and you'll find me there. And anyway, it just said July 4th and July, and it had some stars. It had a little journaling spot, and what else? Some little, yeah, I already said firecrackers. And some, anyway, the July is what I was getting after. I could put the July here. Okay, I'm going to let that dry. And then, so we've got the outside and we've got the inside kind of done. I'm going to leave it laying. Let's pick out some papers. I don't know how that would look. I mean, I could put USA here. It's bright enough. The red matches that. And I might as well use the stickers, right? This one just says celebrate. I don't know. We don't have to make that decision yet, but those are options. So let me, and I need to trim that at some point when it's dry. Let me set this off to the side. I'm trying to lay it as flat as I can. Okay, so how do you know what size papers you need? Well, measure the papers that are in the book. I think that's the easiest way. So these are 6 by 9 and a little less than 1/4. So 9 3/16. Do I really want to fool with that, or do I just want to cut them at 9? I'm thinking I just want to cut them 6 by 9. The end papers, I wanted to make sure that they were completely covered so there wasn't a border around them. But, so here's what I have for papers. I did print some. I have, let me see, hold on so I don't hit you. Open that all the way up. Okay. Here's my, this is a red foil bicycle, red and blue, red, white, and blue. So I have this and this. This I'm not sure of. It brings in other colors, which I'm okay with. Has that red foil again. These I printed. I bought, shoot, and I forgot the name of the ladies that, or I'm assuming it's a lady. Forgot the name of the Etsy shop, but I had this paper and I printed on this side to make it double-sided. See, you can still see the Paper Studio mark through it. So I have one. I did this. I had that paper and I printed this side. So it's 2. I had this paper, printed that side. It's 3. Same with this one. See, you can really see the Paper Studio on that one. I think that's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then this one I just printed both sides. But I really liked that paper, so I think that gave me 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And then I have another one of these. I didn't tear off the little strip yet. But I also knew that I had other papers, so I didn't print too many off. I wanted to see what all I had. Some of this I probably meant to use in June. Okay, but for the example, this is perfect. Actually, this I might save for tags. So I like using striped paper for tags. I have Ocean, Option. I don't think I want to do Mermaid. I can use that one. This is, okay, here we go. This is double-sided paper, so that's good. So that gives me 6 double-sided pieces of paper. For some reason, I associate red bandana paper with summer, July. I have more than one of them, so we won't, well, I have 3 of them. I'm not going to use that one because it's almost like a pinky red. Same with this one. I want to introduce, okay, that's fun. And do I want to stick with the red, white, and blue, or do I really kind of want to introduce some other colors? This one is fun, but again, I think I might want to save, because it's striped, I might want to save it for tags. This is just solid red. It's one-sided solid red. This is just red with bubbles on it. Certainly could use it. This is what I was wanting to get to. I have a couple pieces of this, and it's turquoise, red, and white. Yeah, I think I have 3 pieces of that. That's kind of fun. I wouldn't use that any other month other than July or June. So might as well make it July. Let me put that one there temporarily. I don't want that one. This one I'm putting up here for tags again. But this one is pretty, and it's got anchors. I just don't know. And it's got a sailboat on the side, and it's begging to be hoarded is what the problem is. So let's see. I think I have plenty of papers. So let me close this up, get this off my desk, because I have a whole paper pad. So even though I had planned on using, let me count how many papers I have. Even if I don't use this one, I'll set that one aside. I need 16, but sometimes I will divide up and use 8 and 8. 8 scrapbook papers and 8 like book pages or other pages. Okay. That was very thin and it did not want to tear right. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That one's questionable, but I think I want to use it. 7, 8, 9, 10, if I use it. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, so maybe I don't need to add any book pages. Maybe I just need to use, oh, see, I could put one of those on the front of the book too. I just need one more paper out of here, and I've got the whole thing red, white, and blue. That would be a decent background. I mean, any of them would be decent. Well, bright. It's a lot. But folded in half, it's not too much. And what else am I going to do with that paper? It almost looks like watermelon seeds. You know what I mean? So any of this, now I don't have a dog anymore. I need to probably give that to somebody, and see, here's paw prints. Probably need to give that to somebody that has a dog. Here's fireworks. Just blue stripe, a flag. Okay, so here's the dilemma with something like the 4th of July, or the July. I never know if I want the whole thing to be red, white, and blue. But then it's like, when else am I going to use it? So, where's that ocean paper? Because I wasn't 100% sold on that. Although, I mean, it would be pretty. So what am I lacking? One piece. Let me give me 2 seconds. I thought I already grabbed it, but I didn't. My piano book, because the piano books, because I thought that there was, and I looked for it. This is where we left off. Okay, I thought there was one that I saved for the 4th of July, and apparently it must not, this one's not themed like that. Okay, so maybe it was this one, because it seemed like there was one that I saved. That's Christmas, and that would be Christmas. Okay, so I'm not going to use that one. I could take like this out and put in a couple piano pages. That gives me a couple flips. So I would have, because I do like to have some that have flips and that aren't just all scrapbook papers. Right? Or I could just make this one all scrap. I have done that before too. So if I take this one out, this I would probably use, I'm not going to use it in August. This looks more June to me. I don't know why, but it just does. I just really want to use, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That one's questionable. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Okay, so we have all the pages we need right here. I don't even have to take one out of this book. So, let me see. I think these are the right height. They are 9 inches tall. So, that's easy. Let's flip them up the right way. So we need to fold them to, y'all can't see this. I've got the numbers right here. I'm folding this to 6. Which folds them almost in half. So it makes for a very large flip, but I can always trim that off later. Or, you know, trim it down or trim it off or whatever. Okay. So we've got those 2 folded. I did not have to cut the tops. I don't know if I'm going to have the time or the energy to do the whole book, like sewing it in and all that good stuff. We'll see. Let me see how long it takes me to do the papers, and I might sew this one in by myself without you. Now this is not going to look the same cut down, obviously, because you're not going to see all 4 borders, but that's okay. So we're going to cut all these down to 9-inch height. So I don't think this one, the direction matters. So we're going to cut it to 9. And I'm just going to fold it in half. There, we have 3 done already. Direction does not matter on this one. I did pretty good. I did buy a couple pieces of paper when I went to Hobby Lobby last time. I don't know why I thought I was short on almost said firework paper. 4th of July, or July paper. Oh, I need to trim that off. Well, I'll just trim the whole thing down to 9 and then we'll deal with that later. Okay. And anyway, this is easy because, well, it goes this direction, but this one's double-sided. So I am going to have some double-sided and some that are not. This one is, and the direction, I want it to go this way. So this is the top right here. So I'm going to cut off the top or the bottom, whichever way you want to look at it. And I like the way I printed, this is my cardstock. I printed both sides of this one. I like the weight of this cardstock. It's not too heavy, but it's thick enough. This is thin scrapbook paper. Okay, so on this one, I'm going to opt to cut off. Wait a minute. No, I'm not either because I want it this way. Yes, I will cut this part off. And then I won't have to hide that Paper Studio, that on my paper. Because I wanted this to fold this way. The paper, I think, was designed to go this way. But I like my stripes horizontally in my journal if I can have them. You know, if I have the option to do that. This piece of paper I thought was just too cute. It's like, it almost looks like a jean pocket. You know how it has the little stitching and the little ruffles. This is another one that has a barcode on it. So I'm going to cut off the barcode part. And I'm just cutting them all down to 9. And anyway, I hope that your July journaling is going well. I don't think it'll take me long to catch up because once I get the journal finished, because I haven't done much. There's not much to journal about. Okay, so this one, this side doesn't matter. This side, I want it to fold. Shoot, no, I didn't either. I wanted it to fold this way so that it would have a little bit. So that means I've got to cut that way. Did that make sense at all to you? Probably not, but it's okay. I'm trying to cut off this Paper Studio thing, and I wanted this to go this way. I know what I said about stripes, but this was because I wanted a little bit of the red, white, and blue on each page. And those two are very different reds. But they're not going to see each other, so it's not going to be a big deal. I'll just have to be strategic about how I place them. Okay, so I'm cutting, again, I'm cutting off the Paper Studio side. And folding this one in. I do have to decide on a cover though. And almost thinking that it'll be this one. Maybe. Possibly. Let me set that one aside. This one, I just don't know. I just don't know. It's so different than all the other papers, but it's going to be the only paper that has orange on it. But I don't want to use it for August. I don't know when else I would use it. So let me see. It doesn't have anything on the back. I want the lines to go horizontally, so I'm going to cut this way. And here we go. We're going to put it in there. Hopefully I can find a spot that it looks okay with the other papers. Maybe against a white, you know, a white side of the paper. And then I have this one. I want to go, you know what, this one I might want to go long ways. Do I dare be different? Sure. Let's be a little different. Here we go. So it's good to have some thin, these are thin papers. This one, I'm going to cut this way. And it's just single-sided. I could have printed on all of these. I just didn't have them all picked out yet. I could have printed on the back side of all these and had all double-sided papers. But, excuse me. Okay, this one doesn't really matter. It's not directional. So, except I scooted it when I was cutting, so that might not be straight, but be good enough. Okay, this one, the direction matters. I was also starting to run out of ink, so I do have more ink, but I figured I don't mind having some white. Cut right in the middle of those bicycles. Maybe I should have tried it from the other end, but it'll be all right. Okay, this is a thicker piece. Okay, this one, I'm gonna take a guess and say it goes this way. Yeah. And I'm going to cut off, I don't know what I want to cut off. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, right? Let's see how that looks. Okay. I mean, all the cutoffs I'll use for pockets or whatever. But I was really happy to find that book because it's definitely in my preferred size. Okay, this one doesn't matter where I cut it. Okay, perfect. Now we're gonna do a recount because you know we have to count them 18 times. No, I've done pretty well. I've only counted them once so far on camera. Oh, I gotta include this one. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17? How did I do that? Interesting. Very interesting. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17. Okay, so I can opt out of one of the book pages if I want. Or I can change my mind about one of these. So, does it come out? Would you pull it? I don't know. Let's put them together and then we'll see which one doesn't fit. How's that? So I think out of all of them so far, this one would be my favorite for the cover as far as matching what's currently there. I mean, other than that one, this one would match too. That one's more stripe, 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 stripe on stripe. This one I don't really want to, oh, I do like that one though. It's double-sided. What about this one? This one would be a good one. This one's double-sided too. So, eeny, meeny, miny, mo, which one would you use? You know, I think, honestly, well, either one would be good, but this matches this blue better. I think I'm going to use this one. So this will be my first page. So now we got to put something in there that matches this paper. So this will be the first day. So do we use something like that? Or just a solid red? I mean, it's not solid red, but something like that. So this would be day 1. And this would be day 2. This would be where I could put in one of these like that. This would be day 3. Now we're looking at day 4. So this would be the 4th. So which one would I want to put in here for this? Maybe this one for the 4th. Kind of wish I would have had a double-sided piece of paper right there, though, instead of that one. So, how about we flip-flop that? The reason why is because I didn't do anything on the 4th. I was sick. So, at least if I have pretty paper. Hold on, let's see if I'm on the 4th anymore. Okay, so this is the 1st. This is the 2nd. This is the 3rd. See, I'm not even on the 3rd anymore. What a ding-dong. How hard is it to count paper? Let me go back to, I think I took out too many. Okay, so this is the 1st. This is the 2nd. This is the 3rd. And then now we're at the 4th. Okay, the rest of them are just, I just don't want them to look hideous. Okay. From here on out, we just don't want to look hideous, right? So, this matches, this would be today, actually. That matches that fairly well. I mean, any of these, I mean, that wouldn't look horrible with that. Let's do the flag. I mean, we've got the patriotic stuff on the front end, but we're also going to have it on the back end too, right? What you have on the front, you have on the back. So this would be a good time to use one like this. And then I could use a double-sided. See, this would not be a good time to use that one. This would be a good time to use this one. And then this one, maybe. How did I not cut off? I missed it. I was doing so well with the other ones, and then I missed it. Let's do, I have some more double-sided. I want to do, I'm going to save that double-sided one for the inside one. I'm going to use this one here. I've lost track of what days I'm on, but that doesn't really matter, other than I've got one more piece of paper than I need. Use this one. How does this look with that? Doesn't look bad. I could flip it the other way. Ooh, that did not want to flip. So I could do this. Or I could do that. Looks good. And I did that again. I'll put the bike here. let's use one of these. So this one is gonna have, yeah, okay. Let's count them, because I left out one, so this should be 16. So day one, day two, day three, day four, day five, day six, day seven, day 8, day 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. Yeah. So I had miscounted one, and I even took out the wave paper. So I only have one book page in there, so, which is fine. I can put flaps on the rest of them. Where am I at on time? I'm pretty much done on time. So this is going to be my book. And then I'm not decided. Ooh, it leaves marks. So I definitely want to put something on the front here. Do I want to put, I used them in January. Do I want to put white pom-poms on the edge of this one? I don't think I'd want them on the inside, because that is kind of an off-white. I'm not sure. It'll come to me as we go. But I think I'm going to end here, and I will just sew this together, because I'm not feeling well, and I'm, again, running a fever still. I woke up this morning without a fever, and so I thought I was getting better, and my throat hurts, my glands are swollen, and so, yeah, I really thought that I was going to be on the mend today, because there was something we wanted to go do tonight with family, and I don't want to expose anybody to anything. So we did fall short drastically, so excuse me, we're gonna have to center this one up, but that's okay. That gives us plenty of room to, you know, I didn't want to cut 9 1/4 or 9 and, if it had been a 9 1/4, I'd have done it. I didn't want to cut 9 3/16 every time. So I just opted to go for 9. I knew I would have room on top and bottom, which allows more room for you to put pretty stuff on it. So I'm going to go sew this in. Actually, I'm going to go lay down. I'm going to take some more medicine, and then I may come back in and sew this in without you, and then we'll come back and get started in the book. So anyway, I hope that you enjoyed that. If you really want to see me sew it in, I guess I could come back and do it. But anyway, I hope you had a great 4th. I hope everyone's safe, and I hope that your journaling is going well, and I appreciate you being here, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Have a great day. Bye.